The National Association of Realtors has released their new existing home sales report for previous month, the month of May. Existing home sales declined for the fourth straight month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 5.41 million. Sales were down 3.4% from April, because keep in mind, May is the most recent data. We haven't finished out June yet. So we're comparing May to April, and then you'll see a lot of year-over-year comparisons. So sales were down 3.4% from April and 8.6% from 1 year ago. At $407,600, the median existing home sales price exceeded $400,000 for the first time and represents a 14.8% increase from 1 year ago. These numbers are crazy to me because I can remember specifically like this time as we were approaching summer last year, people were thinking it was going to completely crash and cool off by the end of last year. So the fact that we are still seeing over a 14% increase in the sales price since last year, it's just mind-blowing to me. So diving in, they say existing home sales retreated for the fourth consecutive month in May, according to the National Association of Realtors. Month-over-month sales declined in 3 of 4 major U.S. regions, while year-over-year sales slipped in all 4 regions. Total existing home sales, completed transactions that include single-family homes, townhomes, condominiums, and co-ops, fell 3.4% from April to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 5.41 million in May. Year-over-year sales receded 8.6%, 5.92 million in May of 2021. Chief economist Lawrence Yun said home sales have essentially returned to the levels seen in 2019 prior to the pandemic, after 2 years of gangbuster performance. Also, the market movements of single-family and condominium sales are nearly equal, possibly implying that the preference towards suburban living over city life that had been present over the past 2 years is fading with a return to pre-pandemic conditions. So what he's saying is the fact that single family and condominium sales are nearly equal could mean that that preference of city living is slowly coming back and more people may be moving to those city centers as opposed to a strong preference from the data to suburban living. Total housing inventory registered at the end of May was 1,160,000 units, an increase from 12.6% from April and 4.1% decline from the previous year of 1.21 million. We currently have more inventory available now than we did last month, and we have more, just a teeny tiny bit more available this time this year than we did last year. Further sales declines should be expected in the upcoming months given housing affordability challenges from the sharp rise in mortgage rates this year, Yun added. Nonetheless, homes priced appropriately are selling quickly and inventory levels still need to rise substantially, almost doubling to cool home price appreciation and provide more options for home buyers. I'm sure a lot of you are still experiencing multiple offer situations. So there are a lot of headlines of potentially these sellers dropping their prices. And yes, a lot of sellers are realizing that they can't be as ambitious with their pricing as they could, mid-pandemic or really even mid last year when we were starting to calm down from that. What this means to me for you guys as buyers is that there are still many multiple offer situations out there. That is why we are still seeing the median price point creep up and creep up and creep up. It's because the demand is still there. Our inventory is very slowly going up, but we still overall are sitting at that 2.6 month supply, which is not enough for a balanced market. The median existing home price for all housing types in May was $407,600, up 14.8% from May 2021. As prices increased in all regions, this marks 123 consecutive months of year-over-year increases, the longest running streak on record. Properties typically remained on the market for 16 days in May, down from 17 days in April and 17 days in May of 2021. 88% of homes sold in May were on the market for less than a month. There is one thing that I want to add to this. A lot of times you may see that, homes are sitting on the market, according to this research, for 16 days, 17 days. I want to go into that because that does not necessarily mean that they are available for that amount of time before accepting an offer. In different markets, we all have different statuses that homes can go through. Like for example, in Arkansas, we have like new listing, we have active listing, we have taking backups, meaning that the seller has accepted an offer, but they are still soliciting additional offers and taking backup offers. We have like under contract, which means like it is pretty much locked down. They're not really taking any backup offers. And then of course we have like pending, sold, all of those things. I bring this up because sometimes when you see properties remained on the market for 16 days, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, if a house is listed, I probably have about 2 to 3 weeks to see that on average before it goes under contract, before the seller accepts an offer. And that's not really the case. You see, if I have a house listed and it's brand new listing today, people start coming, people start looking at it. We're most likely receiving offers within the first day or two. And even if my seller takes an offer, I might change the status to taking backups, but that taking backups is still a form or like a subcategory of an active status. So you will see some of this data and just like take it with a grain of salt, because this doesn't necessarily mean that things are available for that long of a time. It just means that they are in some form of an active status, usually for that 16 to 17 days on average. So what I'm really seeing and what I'm suggesting my clients do is, if you see a home that you like, you are pre-approved, you are ready to go and make offers, you still jump on it very quickly, because we are seeing both multiple offer situations, and I'm starting to see some sellers not do this whole, we are waiting until a week has passed and then we're reviewing all offers, bring your highest and best. I'm also starting to see sellers revert back to reviewing offers as they come in. So it is very, very important to get in, see the house as quickly as you can when it becomes listed, as well as make your offer quickly. First-time homebuyers were responsible for 27% of sales in May, down from 28% in April and down from 31% in May of 2021. In my opinion, this largely has to do with the fact that it is becoming harder and harder to buy a house. The affordability is just out the roof with the higher interest rates and higher prices. NAR's 2021 profile of homebuyers and sellers, released in late 2021, reported that the annual share of first-time homebuyers was 34%. All cash sales accounted for 25% of transactions in May, down from 26% in April and up from 23% recorded in May of 2021. Individual investors or second home buyers who make up many cash sales purchased 16% of homes in May, down from 17% in April and 17% in May of 2021. Distressed sales, foreclosures, and short sales represented still less than 1% of sales in May, essentially unchanged from April of 2022 and May of last year. We're still seeing a very, very small amount of those foreclosures and short sales. According to Freddie Mac, the average commitment rate for a 30-year conventional fixed rate mortgage was 5.23% in May, up from 4.98% in April, and the average commitment rate across all of 2021 was 2.96%. This is exactly what I was talking about with homes becoming less affordable to buy. I think this right here is why we saw the first-time home buyer percentage drop a little bit, drop from 31% last year to 27% right now. Realtor.com's market trends report in May shows that the largest year-over-year median price growth occurred in Miami, which is up 45.9% this year, Nashville up 32.5%, and Orlando up 32.4%. These markets are still seeing insane year-over-year growth, while things in the majority of the U.S. are starting to slowly cool off a little bit. Austin reported the highest growth in the share of homes that had their prices reduced compared to last year. So that they had 14% more homes with price reductions, followed by Vegas with 12% more homes and Phoenix with 11.6% more price reductions. I always like to touch specifically on the single family and condo co-op sales, because most of you, if you're watching these videos, are probably interested in buying a single family home, which is like your typical standalone home. Now, these numbers, because they're not including all housing types, they are going to be a little bit different than like the headlines that you see. So single family home sales declined to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.8 million in May, down 3.6% from 4.98 million in April, and down 7.7% from 1 year ago. The median existing single family home price was $414,200 in May, up 14.6% from May of 2021. So you can see this number here is a little bit higher than the 407,600, which is the median existing home sales price across like all types of homes. So if you're looking specifically at a single family home, the median price is a little bit higher. Existing condominium and co-op sales are lower. They usually are. So the sales were recorded at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 610,000 units in May, down 1.6% from April and down 15.3% from 1 year ago. The median existing condo price was $355,700 in May, an annual increase of 14.8%. So the main takeaways from this is that overall, the number of home sales is falling, but not too dramatically. We are kind of right on par with where we were pre-pandemic levels when it comes to the volume of sales. But our median price is still going up and has now surpassed $400,000, which is making homes less affordable for home buyers like yourself, mixed in with those higher interest rates. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all of this in the comments below. Of course, you can expect another one of these from me when you have pending home sales coming out next week, as well as continuous updates on the market for the next few months. Of course, I am sharing this data as well to my Instagram. So if you are not following me over there, go check it out. I have seen a few of you pop over and it's been so fun to connect with you in like a different way on a different platform because, sometimes YouTube can be a little impersonal. So I've loved to connect with you guys over there. I'm Nicole Nark, Arkansas real estate broker with videos to help you find your way home, and I will see you in the next one.